Frank. Pleasure to meet you all. I will be your guide for the next 2 weeks. That's right, our safari is going to take us deep into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. 800 square miles out here. Established 1971 as a protected reserve to help protect local wildlife here in East Africa. Now, over the years, a lot of animals out here have become much less afraid of humans, and that means sometimes they'll actually walk right up to the truck. Be ready for that. Have your cameras ready. Digital cameras, I see a lot of them. You're going to want to put them on active mode, action mode, sport mode, movement mode, little running guy mode. Whatever your camera calls it, use it. You'll be glad you did. Going to get some really great pictures that way, and I certainly hope you do. I'll also give you my best advice to look deep into all the trees and bushes around us, because you never know what you're going to find out there. It's a lot of lush foliage. You got some lush foliage right next to you there, don't you? Provides the primary source of security against predators, and plenty of food for animals that eat leaves and grasses and small shoots. And sometimes those animals have natural colors and markings that will blend right into that lush foliage. So that's why I give you guys my best advice. Hold here for another moment, let them get well ahead of us. We will check in with the warden before we enter the reserve, that way they know we're not poachers or anything. Pretty important stuff. Up above you there's an animal spotting guide. You might notice each and every one of those animals has been seen in the reserve one time or another. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll see them all today, but we usually have pretty good luck, especially when you guys are with me, because I came to see the animals too. Let's go find some. Airborne Warden, this is Simba 1, over.
Simba 1, this is Warden Winston Mutua. Over.
Jumbo Wilson, Kilimanjaro Safari is entering Little Ituri Forest, over.
Hamjambo, Simba 1. Keep your eyes open and drive carefully. You should see lots of animals.
Someday, Sana Warden, we do. Over here on my side of the truck already, some beautiful forest-dwelling antelope. These are called bongo. Bongo are known as the ghost of the forest because they're rarely seen, hard to find, and great at hiding. They got some stripes, 13 of them to be exact. That's what bongo means, 13. What you see over here, oh, a little yellow-back diker, little black forest antelope with a golden back. And I see an okapi as well between the bamboo trees. Okapi have black and white stripes, kind of look like a zebra, but they're actually the only known relative to the giraffe. Westerners did not discover that animal until 1901, extremely recent. They live in a very dense forest, often quite difficult to find. Not surprised to get a glimpse of them near a watering hole, though. This is the most important gathering place, after all. Some yellow-billed stork nesting along the banks down here. Very social birds. They like to eat fish and frogs and snakes and little lizards. And there's a rare sighting for you. That's a black rhino right along the ridge. There's only 4,000 of them left in all of Africa. Tiny number. They're nearly extinct. There's another one up ahead here. Oh, a couple of them. Weigh about 3,000 pounds. Their hide, their skin is 1 inch thick. They can even charge at up to 35 miles an hour, yet none of that stopped their greatest predator. Can anyone guess what it is? Man, that is correct. There's some antelope up on this hill over here, very well hidden. Those are greater kudu, female greater kudu. Males would have a very elaborate set of antlers. They can be much larger, up to about 750 pounds, but that's only the second largest antelope you'll find in Africa. Some beautiful birds up ahead here. Some of my favorites, the saddle-billed stork. They have this yellow and orange saddle-shaped coloration on their bills, how they get the name. Just sitting down, if they stood up, they'd be 5 feet tall. Wingspan of 8 to 10 feet, a very large bird. And a big bump in the road up ahead, so be ready for this. It'll be extra bouncy in the back, by the way. There we go. Can't believe we saw some black rhinos. Haven't seen them in a few months. Hundreds of thousands have been hunted over the years for their horn and not much else. Just one example of why poaching's such a serious issue out here. A lot of animal species going toward near extinction because of poaching activities. There's some hippos down in the river. Just a couple of them there. Probably a lot more up ahead, though. Don't worry about them too much. Nile hippos spend the majority of daytime hours under the water, or at least in it, to keep from overheating. They can stay underwater about 5 to 8 minutes at a time. They're also nocturnal, means they'll sleep all day in the water there. They'll wake up at night, come out of the water when it's cooled off a little bit, and they'll begin to feed. They can eat up to 100 pounds of grass and other vegetation every night. That's how a hippo gets so big. A lot of pelicans out here as well. Pink-backed pelicans. They live in a colony. They nest in trees. They even work together to herd fish into shallow pools where they can feed on them collectively. And speaking of shallow water, we often do find hippos resting like this in shallow water. A very convenient place for them to rest because hippos don't swim. They walk lazily along the river bottom. Around the corner here's the first bridge we'll have to cross. Gonna take the bridges nice and slow. Pole, pole. That's how you say nice and slow in Swahili. You guys want to give it a try? Pole, pole. It's fun to say. Whoa! A lot of Nile crocodile down there. Those crocs are much larger, more aggressive than any American alligator, about 18 to 20 feet long. And each one has a jaw so powerful it'll snap shut at 1,200 pounds per square inch of pressure. Just enough to snap the bones of their prey, which doesn't concern me nearly as much as the creaks and crumbles of that bridge. Let's get out of here. Bridges make me nervous.
Simba 1, come in.
Well, this is Simba 1, over.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground control has seen a lot of elephant activity near the rest like this.
Oh, really?
You definitely want to check out that area.
Well, yeah, something. Son of Wilson, that's a wonderful tip. We'll head that way soon then. Oh, and here's a tree I gotta see. This is called a baobab tree. Baobab means upside down. They'll store about 3,000 gallons of water in that massive trunk, and then they only have leaves for 3 months of the year, which will help survive a long period of drought. And after all that, they can live for over 2,000 years. Amazing trees. Yeah, that one there overlooks this breathtaking view. My favorite view in the entire reserve. Beautiful. The Serengeti Plain stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa and serves as home to millions of animals that use these lands as their superhighway of migration. This is the wild Africa we're working so hard to conserve. Home to everyone's favorite animals like elephants, lions, cheetah. They all make their home out here on the open grassland. Some animals even help shape the landscape out here. Check this out, for instance. Not a single acacia tree anywhere around here, not a single one has a leaf under 18 feet. Now, how do you think that happened? Hey, one animal really likes acacia a lot more than the others. Giraffe, that's right. The great pruning shears of the savannah, I like to call them. Giraffe will eat the underside of trees and let more light shine through. At 18 to 20 feet tall, they are the tallest animals in the world, so eating leaves just kind of comes natural to them. I'll tell you what, if I was an animal, I'd hide in these bushes over here and see if we can find anything. Oh, what do you know? Some Patterson's eland in there. Eland are among the largest of all antelope species. In fact, eland males, well, they can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and stand 6 feet at the shoulder. Huge. A lot of termite mounds around here as well. See this big rock right over here? This is a termite mound. It's made of dirt, held together by the acidic saliva of the termite. It makes that dirt hard as concrete. Usually they're in a big cone shape. See a few more of them up ahead here. The elephants will come along and use them as a scratching post, wear them down. They'll start to look like that big mound we saw. Antelope and gazelle can hop upon those, get a better view over tall grass. Keep an eye open for their predators. Probably the most important thing to do out here, watch out for your predator. There's a giraffe way up on the hill. Oh, and there's a little baby giraffe there. What do you know? They're born at only 6 feet tall. It can stare an adult human straight in the eyes from day one. How cute. Not every day you come across a baby giraffe out here. Whole herd of sable antelope as well. Those are the official emblem of the reserve. The darker they are, the more dominant. Reddish brown, the coat they're born with. The tiny little antelope sitting in the grass, those are Tommies, little Thompson's gazelle. Well, we call them Tommies. They're so cute, they get a nickname. Only weigh about 60 pounds. They are the smallest antelope you'll find in Africa. Big termite mounds all around us here now. I head out toward this direction. This is the way to the red clay pits. Gonna be a big tree in the road that we're gonna have to go around though. It'll take a long way. Completely uprooted too. What kind of animal you think's big enough to completely uproot a tree that size? An elephant, that's right, a big old tembo.